The man chose to grind levels. He tied dark worms to trees, using their call for help trait. He pulled huge mobs then wiped them all in one go. Even the cheat system couldn't stand it. The man ignored the warnings from the gods. After all, he had a compelling reason to grow stronger. He seized every opportunity with everything he had. Using the double experience gained from his walking egg skill, he continuously farmed dark worms, one wave after another, forging their remains into a path of evolution. His sense of urgency stemmed from one event, his recent encounter with the rock dragon. He had tried to save the dying Melia, hoping to rescue her from the fiery claws of the fire dragon, but the voice of the gods kept urging him to flee, warning him that he stood no chance against the rock dragon. At his core, he was still human, and he couldn't abandon Melia, who had once saved him. So, he ignored the warning and charged forward. He didn't engage the rock dragon directly, but instead used his rolling skill to gain speed, slightly outpacing the dragon, and continually harassed it. He even checked on Melia's companions. One was dead, and the other was unconscious. He knew he couldn't move them, so he led the rock dragon away from them. The rock dragon didn't cooperate, and unleashed a massive ground attack, sending the protagonist flying, skidding toward the edge of a cliff. He retaliated with a skill, and when the rock dragon went into a frenzied bite, he countered with a dragon punch, slamming his fist into the dragon's mouth. The rock dragon had regenerative abilities, and instantly healed itself. The protagonist grabbed Melia and fled, noticing that she was still bleeding, and clearly wouldn't last long. Using his keen sense of smell, he tracked down the human base, and ran toward it with Melia on his back. To his surprise, the grey wolves he had hunted before returned, chasing him while he was weakened. Melia briefly regained consciousness, and saw the protagonist fighting for his life against the wolf pack, fending them off as best he could. But then she lost consciousness again. From dusk until nightfall, he battled the wolves, until finally, he managed to shake them off and find a human village. He immediately let out a roar, trying to draw someone out to help Melia. To his surprise, the villagers mistook him for a monster. Due to the language barrier, he couldn't explain himself, so he laid Melia down and turned to leave. He felt like he had done his best. When Melia awoke, she was scolded by her mentor, Mary, who questioned her reckless decision to hunt the rock dragon. If you hadn't been lucky enough to make it back to the village, you would have died like the others. It was then that Melia realized that Simon must have carried her back. Her injuries were severe, and it was impossible for her to walk back on her own. After hearing Mary describe the monster, she realized it was the protagonist who had saved her. The protagonist woke up fully restored, not wanting to feel that helplessness again, so he began leveling up furiously, continuing to use the dark worms. Soon, he reached the maximum level for his current form, and met the conditions for evolution again. 5 evolution paths appeared before him, but only their names and outlines were visible, and he didn't know which one to choose. The young dragon was the standard evolution for a baby dragon, with low base stats but extremely high growth potential. Following this path, it could grow into a powerful true dragon. The granite young dragon was a variant of this path, with exceptional magical growth. The mini dragon started from C rank, the same as the rock dragon, with slow growth and limited evolutionary options, its only advantage being extreme stability. The mini angel dragon was another variant, focused on white magic with no combat abilities. This option was unlocked for the protagonist after saving Melia. The final option was the plague dragon, a classic evil dragon. The protagonist didn't hesitate to skip it, but the voice of the gods added one more thing. The plague dragon could transform into a human. Thinking about the possibility of integrating into human life and entering the civilized world, the protagonist's heart began to waver. Even the name evil dragon suddenly didn't seem so terrifying.